What's going on, everybody? Welcome to my channel. My name is Brian Terry Snell. I'm an actor, filmmaker, and model located in the beautiful Atlanta, Georgia. So today I wanted to pop in and give 4 to 5 tips on how to begin an acting career for beginners that I personally experienced and that I personally believe in. Now, I'm gonna assume that if you're watching this, you're either interested in acting or you have an idea of what you want to do in acting, or maybe you're an actor and you just come on here for information. Either way, I think you're going to learn something from this. These tips would have saved me so much time in the beginning had I just known this stuff. And again, this is just my perspective, so take it with a grain of salt and go from there. Now, as soon as you guys get done watching this, please, if you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. If you want to have a conversation about anything that I talk about in this video, I would love to have that conversation down below. I will also add my Instagram. Let me see. Right there. Yep. Yeah, Instagram's gonna go right there. So you can follow me on Instagram. I have a lot of my headshots, my acting demo reel, my resume. I don't know. No resume. I have a lot of my information actually on Instagram as well for my acting career. So you can literally go on there, see my headshots, see what they look like, see what my demo reel looks like. Am I legit? Am I good? Do I suck? Who knows? You tell me. This will be a series of videos. So today is strictly just about the 4 to 5 steps in a beginning of an acting career. Okay, so eventually I'm going to get into resumes, headshots, agents, just a lot more details on other videos, but for today we're going to dive right in. The first thing I want to talk about today is location, because so many people want to start acting careers, or they want to just get into it, or they want to kind of like get their feet wet and just see what it's even about, because when you start you have no idea. Trust me, it's a monster. So location. I'm a firm believer that I don't care if you live in Idaho, you can still become an actor, a model, a filmmaker. You can do anything you want from wherever you are. I'm a firm believer. However, I will say there's some ideal locations that you might want to look into. I'm in Atlanta, Georgia. I'm not going to go into details, but there's a big misconception that this is the Hollywood. No, it's not. They're casting people from LA, bringing them here to Atlanta so they can film everything. The casting that happens here, yes, there's a ton of opportunity here. It's a great place if you're a beginner actor or you want to come here and you want to kind of get your experience, your acting classes and things like that. This is a great pit stop, I will say that. Permanent, I don't think so. And that's a whole discussion for another video. But location is just so important because you have to be able to network. You have to be able to find other people that are doing what you want to do and be able to get involved. So you can create your own content, which I've done that time and time again. I think it's an amazing tool for you to be able to practice your acting. You have control over your project. You can network with other people when you cast for these projects. And I just think creating your content is just key, honestly, especially when you're starting so you can learn all the basics. Another thing about location is I have so many people, probably daily, especially out of Florida. I don't know what's going on in Florida. Well, I do know what's going on in Florida, not a lot. Florida is, Miami. Okay, you have Miami. There's a lot of filmmakers in Miami. Great place to be, honestly. For filmmaking or acting, it might be a great pit stop, but you probably don't want to stay in Miami. You know what I mean? If you live in the Ocala National Forest, you're going to have a tough time. Does that make sense? So coming to Atlanta, it's 6 hours north. If you can establish maybe a job setup, somewhere where you can live, save money up while you're living wherever you're living, move to Atlanta, get settled, I think that's a great starting point. Atlanta is not the Hollywood of the South. And again, this is just my opinion. People are going to be like, whatever. this is my opinion. This is the experiences that I've had. I know a ton of people here. I feel like I know a lot of casting directors here. It's just not here, if that makes sense. But it's a great pit stop, honestly. So your location. Atlanta is not going to compare to your New York and LA. It's just not. I don't want to hear anybody say it is. Stop comparing the two. There's no comparison at all. My main thing is find a location where things are happening and figure out a way to get there. And that's about as simple as that gets, to be honest with you. I was living in Florida. I packed my suitcase, quit my job, broke up with my girlfriend, I'm pretty sure. And then I moved here, and then I started just kind of like, setting up jobs and X, Y, and Z. And then here we are today. Yeah. So location, location, location. You can make anything happen anywhere. I'm a firm believer of that, of course. But ideally, if you want to go from here to here, find a better location. If you want to go from here and then you want to go here, you're going to have to step it up, and then so on and so on. It just comes with the game, okay? Second thing I want to talk about, social media and YouTube. If you're a beginning actor, you have no idea what you're doing, and you don't even know where to start, this is very important, especially in today's day. I started my acting career through Facebook acting groups, to be honest with you. I won't go into the whole story and blah, blah, blah and bore you, but I went on to Florida acting groups or whatever it was, connected with a couple people, made some connections in some independent projects. That actually didn't go anywhere for me. When I moved to Atlanta, I went into the Facebook groups for the independent films of Atlanta, and I was able to connect with independent filmmakers that were posting in those groups. Even if they said, hey, we're looking for a Caucasian male in his 20s, just an extra. He's going to be standing faced in the corner. No one's going to see him in the film. I'll take that. Shoot him an email. I have no headshots, no experience, never done this before, but I can be the guy standing in the corner. And I actually got a role that way. And that was my first role ever in some like really weird film. I don't even remember what it was about, vampires or something. Yeah. Anyway, so that is just a staple in this whole beginning process, in my opinion. Now, do you want to go on social media and start blowing up casting directors' emails and DMs and going crazy with it? Not so much. Slow down, Junior. But I think utilizing Facebook acting groups is super important because it can get your foot in the door just to be on set and be able to see what's happening in the moment. Even if you're policeman number one that doesn't say anything, you're just in a uniform, at least you're in the uniform, you see what's going on around you, you get to view the cameras, say hi to the director, whatever it is, and they might remember your face for down the road. It's happened to me a million times. I'm also a firm believer that you should be doing extra work, which I just spoke about on independent sets, but also in Atlanta, for instance, there's major sets that are filming here. So you can literally go to projectcasting.com and you can apply or send in your headshots or whatever kind of images that you have of yourself, and you can book extra work on major sets. And I think that will give you some phenomenal experience, and you'd be surprised what could happen. Because honestly, I started out in acting doing extra work here in Atlanta on the bigger sets. I was on Tyler Perry's set in the very beginning of my career. I think my third week into the acting adventure, I was on set with Tyler Perry as an extra, and he bumped me up to a speaking role, and that's where I got my first speaking role, is Tyler Perry as an extra. So you never know what's going to happen, but I also got so much experience, and I saw so much that I would have never seen had I not been on set as an extra. I hung out with Gerard Butler. I really got to do things as an extra that were just beyond what I imagined. So you don't know where the opportunity lies unless you take it. So jump on extra work, trust me. Another one would be YouTube. That's a huge thing. You're on YouTube right now, which means you use YouTube. So I honestly used YouTube more than I should have. How to start acting, what is acting, who's the biggest actor, whatever. And I was like searching all these things. I actually didn't find information I was looking for. A lot of people were giving out information that I didn't really connect with. And now, you know, almost 5 years down the road into my acting career, I look back at some of those videos I saw, a bunch of horse shit. Utilize YouTube. Take it with a grain of salt. I'm guessing you're a beginner, so you might not know all of what's right and what's wrong, but take notes. See what matches up. If he's talking about a resume and he's talking about a resume and it doesn't add up, someone's not telling the truth, all right, about what needs to go on the resume or how to get your headshots or what the headshots should look like, all right? And again, this whole game it's a nightmare that I love. I love this nightmare, but it is very tough. So utilize social media. Instagram, I don't use Twitter. Instagram, YouTube, Google, and Facebook. Those are your friends. But make sure the information that you're getting is correct and the people that you are reaching out to are legitimate, because you're gonna run into a lot of fake people. The third thing I wanna talk about today is watching TV and movies, okay? If you wanna become an actor, no idea where to start, you don't even know you know nothing about acting, right? Sit on the couch, watch TV and watch some movies. Things that interest you. Everybody's like, oh, watch all these shows and all these genres and da-da-da-da. I can't focus. I can't pay attention to some of that stuff. I'm going to watch what I like. Now that I'm further into my career, I get even more specific. I watch things that I could see myself being on, okay? Things like Tyler Perry. I could definitely be on Tyler Perry. The odds of me being on there are not the highest, but I'll watch a couple little things here and there because I want to know the pace of the show. I want to know the vibe of the show, and I want to know, okay, if I was to be on Tyler Perry's one of his shows, how would I need to audition? How would I need to dress? How would I need to perform? I still to this day watch movies and TV to see how people react, to see why people are crying. Why are people kind of shy? Why are people, distant? Or why did he put his hand up like this? Or why did he cross his arms? Or why is he looking this guy dead in the eyes like he wants to kill him? You tell me. Huh? But seriously, watching TV is just so important because you can really study people's behavior. I went to college and got a degree in psychology, so I really enjoy studying people's behaviors, and I just kind of do it without even thinking about it. If I'm like out grocery shopping or something, I just watch people. It's kind of weird. But I do it in a manner of like studying, so it really helps me kind of understand why somebody does what they do. And I think it's interesting. So watch TV, watch movies, watch people's reactions. A lot of people aren't doing much. And that's another thing that I'm gonna get into in a whole nother video. When you're acting, you don't really need to do much. You think you need to do more, but you don't. Sometimes people have a conversation and the guy's like this, listening. But as actors, we feel like we need to be like this. No. It's not that at all. We just need to sit and listen. That's all you need to do. Don't try to look interesting. Just trust that you are interesting enough. That's all you need to do, is just trust that you look interesting on camera. Because 10 times out of 10, when your movie premieres and you gave it a shot of just trying to just be in the moment and listen and not be interesting, it's like super interesting to watch. You're like, oh my God, I did really well. Trust me, it's pretty cool. And that's how you know you're growing, is when you can just sit and just listen and just relax. So watch TV, watch movies. It's just super important. And as your career grows, like I said, you're gonna wanna kinda watch things that you believe that you could be on, and things that interest you, and things that you might wanna audition for, and just do it. It's very important, trust me. Okay, next, acting classes. I have my own opinion about acting classes that some people may disagree with, but I don't care. I think acting classes are phenomenal, especially when you're starting out as an actor. I got into my acting classes as soon as I moved to Atlanta. I was in this acting class, I was in that acting class, and not to mention that half the classes you can audit the first one for free. So you should be in every class seeing how you feel about it, the vibe. I will say this, don't get stuck in acting classes. I think the biggest thing it did for me was it helped me drop my ego. It helped me look like a fool in front of people, which, God, I did some really questionable things. I was running around like a chicken, rolling on the floor, crying in front of like a whole crowd of people. Yeah, there were some embarrassing moments, but it really helped break that shell. And acting classes is super important because you're gonna meet people in there that are just starting, people that run the class, and then people in the middle. And those are the people you want to be networking with. I would not be where I am at now, which not that far, but I'm further than I was, is because of the people that I met in my acting classes, okay? I went to an acting class that cost $5 a class. $5. You can afford $5. It did run till like 1 a.m. That was pretty brutal. But the people I met there, I'm still in touch with them now, and that was 4 years ago that I started that class. So, and a lot of those people were staples in a role that I booked here, an agent that I got here. The agent I have today was a friend of mine who referred me, and I met her in that acting class. So get an acting class, make connections, make sure it's a legit acting class. Do your research, please. I can only speak of Atlanta and maybe some LA acting classes. I can't speak for Florida and Texas and all these other places, so you really got to do your research and connect with people. Get what you need from acting class and then get out. You're going to want to eventually move on to a private coach, and that is what I do. I have my own private coach that I go to. Yes, it's pretty expensive, I'm not going to lie, but it changed the trajectory of my entire career. It made acting class look like a joke, to be honest with you. It really just made acting class look like I wasted my time. I don't think I did, but I will say it's so important to have that private coach, and this will come later down the line. We're just talking about beginning actors, right? The private coach, you don't need to worry about right now, but maybe after like a year of acting classes, start doing research on a private coach because they will change your life. You're going to spend a little bit of money, like I said, but I'm telling you, it's a game changer. The private coaching, one-on-one, it will change your acting career. I promise you. And again, it's not that I think acting class is a waste of time necessarily, nothing like that, because you're going to grow for the rest of your life. You're never going to learn everything. It's just not going to happen. So you could also do an acting class like 2 days a week and then go to a private coach once a week. So you're utilizing 3 days of the week for just acting classes and then your private coach. So you don't necessarily need to just stop going to acting class. So I don't want to say it like that, but you do eventually want to evolve and go to a private coach and then keep your acting class on the side. Okay, and this is like a tip, I guess, number 5. Ask questions. It's like the biggest thing. I don't blow up people's DMs or anything like crazy, but I'm also not afraid to ask questions because frankly, I just don't give a shit if somebody doesn't want to answer my question or if they think I'm like annoying them or whatever. Like I don't go overboard with it, but it's like if I have a question about a movie and that Tom Hanks is in, Tom Hanks is not going to write me back most likely, but I'll still write other people that were involved in the movie. Hey, how was your experience working with X, Y, and Z? And is there any tips that you could give me on this casting director that casted this film that you were a part of? The Tom Hanks thing, that was a joke. I think it's super important to ask questions. If you don't ask questions, I feel like you're just really doing yourself a disservice because the question that you wanted to ask, had you not, you would have never received the information. I ask so many questions, even things that I really kind of know the answer to, but I want maybe a different perspective. I still ask questions. I reach out to other actors. I reach out to directors, and I reach out to casting directors, producers. I don't give a what level you're on. I don't care if you're A-lister, Z-lister at the very bottom. It doesn't matter. I don't care what level you're on because that means nothing to me. I love filmmaking and I love acting. I just want to get information. So yeah, people might not write back. People might say no. People might say, hey, screw off. But that doesn't mean you can't reach out to them, and don't get discouraged. For instance, myself, I would love for you guys to reach out to me, whether it be on the comment section below or on my Instagram, and ask questions. I'm always trying to help people out because I've received so much information from my acting coaches, from people that I went to classes with, and from people that are making it pretty big right now. I have friends in LA that are working actors. They're working on TV shows, films, major Netflix films, things like that. So I ask them questions all the time because I want more information. Information is the key. And if you're not asking questions, you're not getting any information. So reach out to people, ask them how you can get started, or where the headshots come from, or what location is best. And you don't have to listen to everything people say. Take what you want to hear, take what you think is legit information, get a piece of paper, take notes, and then put it all together and see what you come up with. I think it could help you out. All right, guys, if you enjoyed this video, and I really hope you did, I hope you got some good information out of here, please subscribe and like this video, share it with your friends, and if you have any questions, like I said, comment down below or follow me on Instagram and you can message me on there. I would love to talk to you guys more about everything. All right, have a good day.